switch here. I've got a little project in mind to carry my blaster. I noticed at the field the other day when we're all playing, lots of gear everywhere. It's hard to maintain what's yours and what's not. Mine obviously is all customized, so I can tell, but for those people out there, maybe this is an idea for you on how to travel to and from your game safely and avoid any eyes on what we call a blaster, others might call a firearm. We're going to need some Velcro. This is 3-on stick-on stuff, so I basically don't have to sew. Due to plastic, it makes it easier. If you've got a hot glue gun, you could probably use that. I blew mine up. So, a pair of scissors. Obviously, be careful. Scissors, me, but we're good. A marker so you can draw on the container. Obviously, if you go a darker container, you might want to use a lighter pen, maybe a white or something. We got 3M sticky Velcros that you normally use for posters, but they go perfectly with the fuzzy side of the Velcro stripping itself, so they're our main stick-on support. And as always, I need a dare because I'm just all over the place without my dare. And well, for some of us, me just in case, I've got the med kit, so that might be needed soon or later. Hope not. Fingers crossed. Alright, so this is what we got our bunker box lid. And all we're going to do is basically, this is the kind of stuff I want to fit into my box. So obviously starting with the Gelblaster itself, grab that off. I have to remove my stock, most of yous will. Can be easy for some guns, can be hard for others. Mine's pretty easy. Slide it off. So I'll put that away for now because we don't need that. I'm going to start with my blaster itself. So, like I said before, the sunken in part of this lid itself is brilliant for what we need it because everything kind of tucks away in that. So with this section of it, you want to make sure that you set it out to the way you want to hold your guns or your equipment or whatever it may be that are actually inside this compartment here. Me myself, I'm going with my stock obviously because I can't play without my stock. It's got my battery in it. I've got my sidearm. This is just a little, I don't know, cheap one at the moment, but it gives me the aspects I need to design where I want to put my guns. You think it in the situation of how they're going to hold in the Velcro themselves. So I'm going this way because it creates kind of like a natural sort of section for the Velcro to wrap around it. I'm applying my mags as well, which I found fit very well over this structure here, which is like a rib in the lid of the container. So I'll have my Velcro there and they sort of hold nice and neat in that section for me there. Obviously everyone's gun's going to be different. That's the part on you that you have to work out how it fits best. I'm throwing some extras in for shits and giggles. I've got these little spray painted grenades. They don't really do anything. They do make a noise when you pull the pin and squeeze them, but when you throw them in, they sort of break, or don't break, but they don't make a very good noise. So these will be replaced with the Gelblaster bombs. I'm just waiting some more come in. So I'm going to situate them around my, say, display case. Just for shits and giggles really. It looks really cool, it looks really tactical. I know they don't do much, but hey, this is me. You don't like it, don't put it in. We've got some other attachments. I've got very poor attachments at the moment. I am working towards getting better attachments. They're just in the post. So we're working with this, but what I've decided with my attachments is I'm actually going to add a little container into this section and sort of stick it down so that it can hold a few of my little odds and ends that I need and all that sort of stuff. And that way it's not a billion things I have to Velcro up at the end of the day. It's just my main structured bits, and I've got a container for my odds and ends. Also with the odds and ends you can put your little hobby screwdrivers in it if you ever have to repair the guns, spare O-rings, gears, whatever else you may need to get your blast on. But other than that, let's try some assembly and let's see how we go. Probably really poorly, but hey, it's the first time. main gun part installed into the case. It worked out pretty well. I probably could have positioned the sticky things a little bit better, or you know, there's always room for improvement, but you know, this is something that I'm doing so people on a budget can have their stuff that they spend a lot of money on safe. And as you know, those armor cases and things like that, they can be pretty hefty. So with a few bucks worth of odds and ends, you can get a really cool case out of it. So I'll continue on with the rest of the fitting of my structure of gear, but as long as you follow the same sort of concept with all your bits and pieces, then you'll have a cool little gun case. So yeah, I'll continue and watch on. Said before, I've got these little makeshift grenades. I just put them on my vest to look cool, give it a little bit of effect, you know what I mean? So I'm not really going to the extreme of trying to stick them in. If I had the proper Gelblaster ones, I'm going to add them in. The good thing about doing it this way is hopefully the 3Ms hold, and if the 3Ms hold, then you can change your lid in a way without being too much of a drama. So, but for this one, I've just cut 3 little squares. I'm going to have 3 little squares of the other Velcros, just sticky tape to the back of the grenades, and I'll just stick in there. So, yeah. %of my gear that I use, my little grenades, handgun, all this is interchangeable. You can take the clear sticky stuff off the back of the Velcro I've used. Some Velcro won't have it. I used it as a helper aid to me. All this can be then changed again, being only the fact that it's 3M sticky dots. And like I said before, I'm going to go with a little container in the middle here to the side, and it's going to hold all my odds and ends, my screwdrivers, anything like that. You can put anything in there, like your asthmatics, throw your asthma spray in there. I don't know, but I went with this one because it's already painted up. It looks cool. But basically what we do with that is same concept, except we don't have a wrap around. We'll just have some straight strips on the back of it. So let's do that. I always tend to put on my products themselves, like the container, I put the fluffy side. Due to the fact that if you ever put it, like these grenades, if I ever decided to put it on my pouch, this fluffy stuff doesn't do damage to clothing. The Velcro stuff will thread your clothing, all that sort of cool shit. Makes it harder to get in and out molly pouches sometimes. So yeah, use the fluffy side on the stuff that is actually removable. That's the end result of my box. Moment of choice! Gear inside, plate camo, all that sort of stuff. Mine's dirty at the moment, so there's nothing in there. But yeah, man, guys, try this at home for yourself. You might be able to find some better ideas when it comes to it sticking. I'm thinking myself I might add a few screws through the Velcro itself. I'm also getting a really cool semi sort of flag banner thing made that will actually sit over the top of this box itself, which will then cover up my screws. So I'm not stressed about screws. So who gives a screw? No, nothing. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys like it. It was cool. It's fun. Let's see if it's practical. Let's see if it works. Like I said, hit those buttons, whatever. Hit the likes. Other than that, give me a comment if you think there's some cool improvements I can make. Yeah, other than that, peace out.